Defense Attorney Sara Azari. It's nice to have you. Thanks very much for joining me.
Of course, Poppy. Good to be with you.
The thing that I keep thinking about is prosecutorial discretion and the fact that this DA brought the charges knowing the sentence that it possibly carried because of the mandatory minimum, and knowing that the judge's hands would be tied by that. And now that's the same DA that wants to reverse the sentence. I just think it shows the power of prosecutors.
100%, and I think there's a lot of pressure, which is why the prosecution is doing this, because typically, Poppy, these petitions are brought by the defendant. You know, the defendant's the one that wants a lesser sentence, and the prosecution is the one that always wants a greater sentence. But there's also another reason here. I mean, for one, prosecutors have to do the right thing. They have to right wrongs, even though the wrong was theirs. But also, I think this prosecutor's trying to set a higher foundation for ultimately what this new sentence will be, asking for 20 to 30 years. I mean, in most states, Poppy, vehicular manslaughter carries anywhere from 2 to 5 years. And then, of course, if there's multiple counts, they run concurrently, not consecutively. So even 20 to 30 years is unconscionable for a crime like this. Of course, it's tragic. People died, people got injured. But, you know, whether he never sees the light of day because of 110 years or doesn't see the light of day for 2 to 3 decades, it's really a distinction with no difference. And so they're trying to bring in these victims or families to make victim impact statements to try to get still a horrific sentence in this case.
You know, obviously, it's so important, too, not to lose sight of the victims, the 4 people who were killed, the others who were injured. One of the family members of one of those killed was on with my colleague Kate Baldwin just a few days ago saying, look, we don't think the governor should get involved yet. Let the legal system play out, and named a number of other factors in this case before the plea deal, et cetera, that had not been offered, that had not been getting as much attention. So I just want to make that point. But I do wonder what this says to you just in terms of reconsideration of mandatory minimums in general.
Yeah, and more states, Poppy, and even the federal government are doing away with these laws because they serve no purpose and they're more hurtful than they are, you know, beneficial. You know, number one, there's no evidence that it helps victims. Number two, it sort of erodes the plea bargaining process. The sentences often are very disproportionate to the offenses, and that is why a judge has to have the discretion in a particular case to see what is a fair sentence. Every case is different. And so they really sort of punish people in a way that is completely a travesty. And yes, of course, these victims need justice. They need imprisonment. We're not asking Aguilera to walk, but the sentence has to be fair and equitable. And that is why we have to let the judge decide what is fair and equitable in that given case. And this law, you know, until things like this happen, the focus is not shifted to the need to abolish, and clearly this Colorado law is defective.
But why would the judge have discretion now on a sentence already handed down and not before it was handed down?
Well, because initially that mandatory sentencing rule applies. And typically clemency is something you seek after you've served a number of years. You don't see it happening so early on. But because of the utter unfairness of this, you know, 110 years on a vehicular manslaughter, you know, because your brakes failed and you were reckless, demands, fairness, you know, this sort of post-conviction relief. So unfortunately, it's a backdoor way, but it will get him a better sentence.
Sara Azari, thank you very much, criminal defense attorney. I appreciate you helping us all understand this better.
Good to be with you, Poppy. And I know you can do your own legal analysis. You're slaying that mask.
I'm no lawyer. That's why we need you guys. Thank you.